Since Fortnite Chapter 3 has arrived, there has been a lot of hype around the new map, all the new gameplay aspects, but the loot is probably the worst thing about this season. Now, we've seen a lot of great weapons like the Scar and the Pump get vaulted, and new weapons get introduced to the game that people don't seem to be a big fan of. So today, we're going to be ranking every new weapon from Chapter 3 in a tier list, so let's just get straight into it. First up, you can see the tier list on screen. Now there's 7 new weapons in total, 5 different tiers, S being the best, D being the worst. And first up we have got the auto shotgun. Now all shotguns are pretty bad this season. I've even seen people just running with no shotgun in their loadout and just using ARs or SMGs. And the auto shotgun, not very good in my opinion, and I know a lot of other people would agree with that. And I definitely would much rather have a pump or attack, but I guess it is something different. It does reload 2 shells at a time and a faster fire rate than other shotguns. But overall, in terms of where I'm going to rank it, it's going to have to go in C tier, definitely not my favourite. Now next up we have got the Hunter bolt action sniper, which in my opinion is actually pretty good. It is basically just a hunting rifle with a scope, well that's what it looks like anyway, although it does have the name Hunter bolt action sniper, so that's probably what they were doing with that. But it does have different rarities and it does deal a decent amount of damage and can fire up to 3 shots per clip. The scope is cool and it gives it a different vibe compared to other snipers we've seen. And this is probably one of my favourite weapons from this chapter, and I actually really like it, so I'm probably going to put it in A tier. I think it's a solid weapon, and especially if you like snipers, you're going to like this one. Now next up we have got the MK7 assault rifle, and if you use this weapon then you know that this is probably, and at least in my opinion, the best weapon from chapter 3, and I'm sure so many people would agree with that. It's the first weapon in Fortnite to ever have a red dot scope. And when you're actually aiming with this as well, it's in first person mode, so that's another pretty cool feature. And it actually has a 0 bloom, which is just game changing since bloom is one of the biggest things when it comes to weapons. And it also has very low recoil as well, with a good fire rate, and you can be very accurate with this from short range and long range. So for me, without a doubt, this is going in S tier, by far my favourite new weapon from this season. And you can actually see me using it in the gameplay in the background as well. This weapon is just amazing. Now next up we have got the Ranger assault rifle, and I think this one is good at medium range and decent at long range as well. And overall, I mean, it's a decent assault rifle, but definitely not my favourite. I'll probably just put it in B tier. I think it's okay, and I definitely do prefer some other weapons over it, so it's not terrible, but just not that good in my opinion. Now next up we have got the Sidearm Pistol, and this one is actually quite an accurate weapon that can deal high damage at short to medium range, and if you hit headshots with this, it can actually laser people. Personally, I wouldn't underestimate this weapon, even though it's not quite up there compared to some of the other weapons in my opinion. For a pistol, it is actually quite good, so I'll probably just put it in the middle section in B tier. I think it's good, obviously not quite up there with the MK assault rifle or any of those, but it's still a solid weapon, especially if you find it off spawn and there's a lot of people landing near you. You can definitely just grab this and try and get a few eliminations because it definitely can get the job done. Now next up we have got the Stinger SMG, and this can deal high damage to structures and opponents, and at medium range it can be really good. At short range, I mean, it does the job, obviously not long range because it's an SMG, but I actually don't mind this weapon. I think for an SMG it delivers what you need and it's not bad at all. So looking at the weapons in B tier, I definitely prefer to have this SMG in my loadout over any of those. So I'll actually put it in the tier above in A. I think if you use it correctly and you are accurate with this, it can be very good, so I'll put it in the A tier. Now moving on, we have got the other shotgun, which is the Striker pump shotgun, and this one shoots a lot of pellets and can do high damage, but same as the auto shotgun, they just don't compete with the other weapons this season. I think it's pretty clear that SMGs and spray weapons are the meta, and these shotguns need to be buffed because they're just not good enough when it comes to build fights and all that other stuff, and especially if you have this shotgun and you're against an opponent with an SMG and other spray weapons, they definitely have the advantage. So I'm going to put this in C tier with the other shotgun because both the shotguns in my opinion are both very average, and I definitely prefer a lot of the other weapons. But anyway, that's my tier list. Make sure to comment down below your favourite weapon this season. I know a lot of people will be saying the red dot assault rifle or the SMG, but if you did enjoy this video then you should definitely hit that subscribe button. And also, YouTube thinks that you will like this video next. Let's see if they're right.